maybe I was missing something.
No, this is not the shower. There it is. Good, how are you? Proud to meet you today. Yeah. Also, it's a Friday.
I have a copy of it. I have a copy of it.
Yeah, we.
Want me to send it again? The old, the one you did last time? You want me to send the finance notes too, or do you want, I have my own? You don't really,
Hey-ho.
the other item we talked about was legislation. Self-evaluation. Sure I did. Actually, I have it here. Yeah. That's the last time I saw it. It was sent on February 12th. I have the email here. I'll resend it.
All right, thank you.
She emails, letters, bills, this is what they should take care of. I just got this from Tom. Yeah.
Could I have a motion to adjourn private session, please?
I move.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, I'd like to call the February 18th, 2014 regular Board of Education meeting to order. Adequate notice of this meeting was forwarded to the Asbury Park Press and the Beacon on January 8th, 2014 by posting the notice in the Forked River Post Office and the Lenoka Harbor Post Office, and by filing a copy of the notice with the Lacey Township Clerk as required by the Open Public Meeting Law. Would you please stand to salute the flag? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, on page 17, could I please have a motion that the board approve the minutes and the appropriate attachments of the agenda regular meeting held on January 27th, 2014?
Move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Torello.
Abstain, I was out sick that day.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes. Could I have a motion that the board approve the minutes of the private session held on January 27th, 2014?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Torello.
Abstain?
Mrs. Downing?
Yes. Page 34. Could I have a motion to approve the payment of bills totaling $5,924,730.38?
I move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy?
Yes.
Mr. Schubager?
Yes.
Mr. Carney?
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell?
Yes.
Mrs. Downing?
Yes. Could I have a motion through the adoption of this resolution, we, the Lacey Township Board of Education?
I'll move it.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy?
Yes.
Mr. Schubager?
Yes.
Mr. Carney?
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell?
Yes.
Mrs. Downing?
Yes. Page 35, old business, under old business. Mr. Stein, you have a,
Two items. One is a request the board adopt a motion to hold a private session to discuss personnel matters at the conclusion of this meeting tonight, with the information made available to the public in accordance with law.
is there a motion?
I'll
I'm-
make that motion.
And I'll second.
Okay, roll call?
Mr. Giordano?
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy?
Yes.
Mr. Schubager?
Yes.
Mr. Carney?
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell?
Yes.
Mrs. Downing?
Yes. Okay, at this time, could I have, oh, you have one more
I
thing.
have one more item. Each of the board members has been provided with a copy of the Code of Ethics, which is set forth in NJSA 18A:12-24.1. The reason that is provided is the regulatory code adopted by the State Board of Education requires that on an annual basis, each board member receive a copy of it and is asked to familiarize themselves with it. This board, the board members who have been on the board a number of years are very familiar with the code, and there has been instruction to the newest board members on the Code of Ethics as well. And each of the board members has handed in a signed acknowledgement that they have received the Code of Ethics. And with that, the compliance with the code is satisfied, and we can move on. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your time with that. Okay, at this time, we'll move on to letter B, student representative comments. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, thank you.
First, I'd like to apologize for not being at the last two meetings because my schedule got a little mixed up with basketball. But moving on, for like the 50th time, cap and gown orders starting March. If you don't get them in by March, you'll get a late fee. Also, scholarship packets are due tomorrow. We'd like to thank the guidance office for handling all of it and everyone who's applying scholarships. And we'd like to thank NHS and Ms. Penna for another successful blood drive last Monday.
Thank you.
Good evening. Freshmen and sophomores, had their annual rose sale. Very successful. I believe it was close to $1,000. And that money they're going to split, and it's going to go to their prom funds. The 8th graders had their 8th grade orientation. At least from what I saw, they seemed like they were having a fun time and eager to start their high school career. They're in the process of picking out their classes. February's featured teacher was Mr. Jeremy Merman. Congratulations to him. The second annual Red Night Out is next Thursday, February 27th. That's sponsored by the Municipal Alliance and the Lacey Township Police Department. That starts at 7 o'clock. The Seussical breakfast will be held at Applebee's this Saturday, 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. You can get your tickets from the band or choir room, or you can get your tickets at the door before 10 o'clock. All door sales stop at 10. On February 26th, next Wednesday, the members of Heroes and Cool Kids will be going to Mill Pond to talk about making positive decisions. March 3rd, the cast of the series musical Seussical is going on a Seussical tour to all the elementary schools to give a preview of what Seussical is. So we're going to be looking forward to that. And March 4th through the 7th, the juniors will be taking the HESPA. And last on my list is the first annual Lacey's Got Talent. For anybody who's familiar with the TV show America's Got Talent, it's going to be just like that. It's going to be a great time. We have a great panel of judges, some pretty exciting acts. I'm pretty sure Pat's going to be doing a Celine Dion song. That's what he told me. And finally, unfortunately, Natalia Day, our unsung hero, was unable to make it tonight. So we will recognize her next meeting. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. You guys are pretty busy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to turn the meeting over to Acting Superintendent, Dr. Clark.
Thank you, President Downing. So I am going to start with some good news. According to my Countdown to Spring app, we are 29 days, 16 hours, 7 minutes, and 1 second away from the first day of spring. So I don't know about all of you, but I think that deserves a round of applause to welcome in spring, because I'm excited. So that is a good segue into the next thing I want to tell our community, is that as of last Thursday, was a snow day for us, we have 4 snow days to make up. So currently, our last day of school is Friday, June 20th. Now, if we should have another snow day, and I can't believe I just said that, what would happen is we are not going to go into the Monday after June 20th. And the reason for that is the elementaries do not have air conditioning, and conditions at that time of the year can be very uncomfortable, very warm. So what would happen, and we discussed this this evening, is that we would start to take a look at spring break, starting with Easter Monday. So right now, the district is closed for Easter Monday, and that is April 21st. In the event of another snow day, that day we would lose. And so we're going to just focus on that for now. If we go beyond that, then we'll have to make a decision on whether we're going to continue moving backwards or if we will move to the front of spring break. But that's where we stand right now, and I just wanted to make the announcement that as of this second, our last day of school is Friday, June 20th. Okay, we have a special presentation at this time, and I have the distinct honor and pleasure to invite VFW Post 10118 past Commander Howard Toms to the podium to make a special presentation on behalf of one of our students.
Good evening. Thank you for having us here. As most of you may or may not know, VFW runs a scholarship program. It's for the seniors. It's an essay, must be 3 minutes, at least 3 minutes, nothing over 5. Each year we get more and more of the students involved, and it gets very difficult to decide who is going to win. But the committee did a great job this year, and we come up with a winner. And that lucky recipient is Hunter McPherson. And as usual, the first place always gets $500. Use it in good just for college. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. And Hunter, congratulations. And I know that your parents are in the audience, so we'd like to recognize Mr. and Mrs. McPherson. Thank you for joining us and for sharing your son with us and his accomplishments. So Hunter, I was going to put you on the spot, and if you don't want to tell us, that's okay. Do you want to tell us what the title of your essay was? Why you're optimistic about our nation's future. So congratulations to you. And I don't know, Mr. Henshaw, maybe we can get that posted with Hunter's permission so our entire community can read his essay. Yeah, so congratulations. Round of applause again. Okay, at this time, Mr. Henshaw, let's announce our seniors of the month.
First, I'd like to reintroduce to you last month's Senior of the Month, Sarah Wright. If you would come on down so we recognize you. Last month, Sarah wasn't able to be here, so I'll give you a little bit of background about Sarah. If you would come join me. Sarah's at a swim meet. Go Lady Lions, of course. Sarah has a 4.381 GPA. And you sit there and say, well, that's very impressive. But this is what's so impressive about it also. She's ranked 30 out of 358 students. And then you add on to that, she's president of the class of the Close-Up Club. She's a member of the National Honor Society, ADA, and the Ski Club. On top of that, athletically, she's a varsity athlete here at Lacey Township High School. Soccer, swimming, and softball. She was one of our January Seniors of the Month, Sarah Wright.
Sarah, on behalf of the Board of Education, we'd like to present this plaque to you, Senior of the Month, January 2014. Congratulations.
I believe Sarah's here with her family. If you please stand. If I may invite the board around so we can see the little television prop that we have. Our next Senior of the Month, and we have 3 different Seniors of the Month we're going to recognize for the month of February. First, I'd like to invite up Danielle Levitt. And while Danielle's walking down, if her mother wouldn't mind standing up, oh, it's dark. If you mind standing up, we can see you. Please stand. Yeah. Just to give you a little quick background, and we're not going to see on here, Danielle is one of the top distance runners in the state of New Jersey. She also just signed this about 2 weeks ago, a letter of intent with Monmouth University. So she's had a great month, and we know there's just more great things to follow her in the future. So if we see our television. Hello, I'm Mr. Hanshu, and welcome to Senior Spotlight February, where we meet our outstanding Seniors of the Month. Joining me now is Danielle Levitt, who is ranked within the top 10% of her class. Danielle is also a very talented track star here at Lacey. Can you tell us a little bit about your track career?
Well, I started my freshman year. I actually did soccer during the fall, so I wanted to do winter track to get in shape for soccer season in the spring because I played on an outside team. And then in winter track, I actually broke the freshman record for the 800. And I was like, hey, I like this kind of. So I did spring track, and that was when I won my first county championship. I played highly in short conference, and I did very well. I qualified for sectionals and groups and made Cindy a champ. So being a freshman, that meant a lot to me to be able to know that I had that much hidden talent. So I continued on, and then here I am now, and it just track's become a big part of my life, and that's why I continue my career further.
Now, most sports think it's running as punishment. What is your favorite part about running?
I like the whole idea of it's kind of very self-rewarding in itself. When you're out running and you're not just going out to get a good time, go out to win a race. It's very self-rewarding to know that this is a self-accomplishment that you did all by yourself. It's very great feeling.
That's great. How do you split your time between the academics and the athletics to maintain your GPA?
Well, it's kind of hard. It's very demanding. I really don't have a lot of downtime. And when I come home from practice, it's kind of just schoolwork and dinner and bed. So running has kind of become a lifestyle to me. So in order to keep up the grades and keep up the good running, I just need to kind of sacrifice a few things and having a big social life as part of it.
Well, you've been successful at both, so keep it going. Future plans. What are your future plans?
I plan on attending Monmouth and running as a track and cross country program there.
What are you going to study? Do you have any idea?
Elementary education.
All right, great. Congratulations, Danielle, on your selection as Senior of the Month. We'll be right back with Brandon Olawani.
Danielle, on behalf of the Board of Education, I'd like to congratulate you.
Brandon Olwani. And I believe Brandon's here with his family. If they would stand over there. Welcome back to Senior Spotlight February. Now joining us is Senior of the Month, Brandon Olwani. Brandon maintains a GPA of over 4.1 and is involved in a number of activities and sports here, including the TV studio. Brandon, can you tell us about what you're doing and how you work at WLTS?
Sure. I'll help put together the fall, winter, and spring sports celebration video. A bunch of us just get together and we put a nice banquet video for all the sports. I'm also involved. We do a weekly talk show that you're actually sitting in one of the anchor seats. So we do a sports show every week. We talk about the latest sports. It's a lot of fun. Bunch of cool different things. We also do play-by-play for basketball games. I'm also help commentate, and that's just a lot of fun. You should support the basketball team, and we do a good job with it.
That's great. And the TV studio is very busy.
Oh, yes.
They're all over the place. You're also involved in baseball, both as a player here at LTHS and Little League. Can you tell us about your love for baseball?
Sure. I've been playing since I was 5 years old. I just fell in love with the game, just always being involved. And that's helped. I was an umpire for a few years down in the Little League organization. I'm always down there. I'm helping out with the food stand, doing little things with that. But I also play for the school here. I'm a pitcher. I've just been playing my entire life, and I just love the game.
Well, ball seems right on the corner
Yeah,
of the
I
left.
can't wait.
Okay, what other activities are you involved in?
I'm also involved with the newspaper club. I'm in NHS, which is a lot of fun. We work with the community and stuff. And I also, this year, I signed up for DECA. It's like a business organization or club. And we go around, we did a regional competition, you go up, do role plays and stuff. It's a lot of fun.
So you're staying quite busy.
Yes, sir.
Future plans, what are your future plans?
I'm hoping to get into the University of Delaware. I'm still waiting, but we'll see. I have applied to Quinnipiac in Connecticut, Towson, and Montclair, so I'm waiting back. And I'm looking to study athletic training.
All right, well, congratulations, Brandon, your selection Senior of the Month. We'll be right back with a vocational Senior of the Month, Daniel Velez.
Brandon, on behalf of the board, we'd like to congratulate you for being Senior of the Month. Good luck with your studies.
Next, we have our vocational education Student of the Month, Daniel Velez. And Dan's here with his family. Can you please stand? Welcome back to Senior Spotlight February. We meet our outstanding Seniors of the Month. Joining me now is Vocational Senior of the Month for February, Daniel Velez. Daniel, can you tell us about what you do at the vocational program?
What we study is the whole aspect of Homeland Security, and Homeland Security developed in 2001 because of 9/11. So then we study the history behind it, what they do. There are numerous amounts of agencies that are involved in Homeland Security, and we study a little bit of each. Like, for example, FEMA, Border Protection, and TSA, which is Transportation Security Administration.
Sounds like an excellent program. What made you choose Homeland Security and criminal justice program?
Well, I've always been interested, even as a child, as my father tells me, I've always been interested in like those kinds of movies, like police work and toys, when I play toys and everything. It just never changed. Nothing ever happened, like none of my family members died from anything like that. But I just always been interested, and then what even made it like more, like me want to do it even more was the fact that, you know, all like 9/11 attacks and I found out about that, and then the Boston bombing that happened recently.
Well, good luck with your future on that. What are some of the other activities you're involved with in the community and the school?
I did Internet Club my freshman year, and it was really cool. It was a lot of community work. I remember we repainted a house that people who were disabled. And I'm also involved in coaching for the Lacey Soccer Club. I coach a U6 boys team. And I also do track. I'm a sprinter and a hurler and a high jumper. And,
That's excellent. I'm a past hurdler, and you can see what your future looks like.
I'm a city trainer to transfer OCC for 1 year and then transfer to Monmouth and hopefully run there for that season.
That's excellent. And be joining Danielle possibly up in Monmouth.
Yeah, and also, but more importantly, to pursue my career, which is Homeland Security.
Well, good luck with that. I think we all feel a little bit safer with you on our side. Congratulations, Daniel, on your selection Senior of the Month.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on Senior Spotlight February. We'll see you next month.
Daniel, congratulations on behalf of the entire board, and good luck with your career. It's one of the most important careers you can go into, so good luck.
Well, thank you, Dr. Clark. Thank you, board, for allowing us to share our best and our brightest with you this month. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I can just ask the board to stay up here. And before I transition to the little kids, when we're talking about kindergarten, I just wanted to extend another congratulations to all of our seniors of the month and to our essay winner hunters. So another round of applause to all of you. Okay, so last month I mentioned that I was going to report on the progress of our full-day kindergarten program. And so instead of just sitting and talking to you about some statistics and some news, I did want to share. Okay. So, I created a Prezi, and it's not very long. Again, just wanted to share some important information for you about the progress of Full Day K. It's something that we're super excited about in Lacey and looking forward to many, many more years to come of Full Day K. So what I can tell you is that this is a snapshot of the class of 2026, which is hard to believe that we're even saying that number, and it does seem like it's so far, far away. But this current kindergarten class, this is our future. And right now, our enrollment is 316 students. We have 15 classrooms of Full Day K, 5 in each elementary school, which gives us an average class size of 21 students per class. And so when I thought about the information that I was going to present to the community, I figured who best to talk to but our kindergarten teachers. And so I, along with the district supervisors, and Principal Reneska, who's here with us tonight, we spent some time walking to the classrooms, and I emailed the kindergarten teachers, and I asked them to share with us what some of their thoughts were about Full Day K, and I'm going to share that with you in a minute. But back in the summer, when we started talking about Full Day K, we talked about why it was important. And so this is a quote from the New Jersey Kindergarten Implementation Guidelines from 2011 that tells us that each segment of the kindergarten day, from that arrival time to that very important class meeting time, to of course reading, writing, and math experiences, to snack time and everything in between, is what builds that important foundation. And so we spent a considerable amount of time in the latter part of the summer, the beginning of the school year, working with our Full Day K teachers, talking about what a typical kindergarten day would look like. And moving from a half-day program to a full-day program is an adjustment. Probably more so for the teachers, because think about the students having never experienced kindergarten. They wouldn't know what it was like to go from a full day to, from a half day to a full day, but certainly our teachers had to make that adjustment. So I wanted to start with this quote because this is kind of where we started, and it's what I asked the teachers to talk to us about. And so before I get to those quotes, let's just take a look at what a difference a year makes. And so from a half day to a full day program, what have we gained? And so we know that we've gained 75 more minutes of language arts literacy instruction, 30 more minutes of mathematics instruction, more instructional time for science and social studies, and each teacher handles that a little bit differently depending on the structure of the classroom. But more importantly is this discussion about purposeful play. And so the day, for the full day, is structured to allow for purposeful play, which includes time for peer interaction and very importantly, the development of social skills. And in a half-day program, of course, all of that was taught, but in a very rushed manner. I mean, think about it, 2.5 hours, you have to get all of that information in and still make time for that peer interaction and recess and lunch. And so the full day has certainly afforded us the opportunity to spend more time doing that. Certainly more time for individualized small group instruction. I have a couple of photos at the end to just show you that going on. And flexibility in the schedule to include students in the enrichment program, which was something that the kindergartners never ever had an opportunity to do. And so in a full day program, they certainly have that flexibility built in. So in talking to our teachers, the ones that are in there, administering the program and implementing the program, we asked them, what are some of the things that you're seeing? And I'm not going to read you the quotes, but I just wanted to highlight some of the important aspects. And that third quote there really caught my attention, is having the time to work on subjects at students' pace, to develop social skills, to offer the opportunity to pretend play. Again, something that wasn't really afforded flexibility in a half-day program. One of our teachers said that I can incorporate more cross-curricular activities with ELA, math, science, and social studies, and we can delve a little bit deeper in each of these subjects. So we were really excited to hear that. What else did our teachers say? This year we have included Mighty Math Centers, and centers is an extremely important part of the kindergarten day, and having a full day program really allows teachers to plan those centers and make more time for the students to spend in those centers. So I loved seeing the Mighty Math Centers. The children are immersed in the curriculum and not just exposed to the concepts. And so to be able to immerse in that and really have the students grasp those concepts really builds those foundational blocks that make students successful in the future. And so what do our parents think? And so I've had the opportunity with our district supervisors to walk around our kindergarten classrooms and ask parents what they thought. And one parent said that my older child attended half-day K, and my youngest was the first to experience a full-day program. And the most important thing that she saw is how much her child is reading. And we all know that reading is such an important foundational block for students. And that third bullet there, at first the full-day program was a little challenging, and of course it would be. But this parent said that her son transitioned easily and has benefited from time with his peers. And as I mentioned, here's just some photos taken. The photo on the left is just an example of individualized instruction going on. The photo in the center is large group instruction going on. And the photo on the top right is large group instruction. And actually, it's small group instruction and large group at the same time, because the teacher's working with a lot of the students, but individualized. You can see a photo on the bottom that just happens to coincide with Valentine's Day. That was the end result. So, I mean, I could have spent hours showing you hundreds of photos, because we are so excited about the program. And I hope to have an update for everyone at the end of the year to talk a little bit about what next year might look like. So, very excited. And that's it. Thank you very much. Okay, so moving on to the next part of our program, we have another presentation, and unfortunately, Athletic Director Hughes could not be here tonight. She had to attend another event, a basketball game, and so Principal Renuska has offered to step in and do the presentation for us. So welcome, Principal Renuska.
Thank you, Dr. Clark. I'm honored on behalf of Athletic Director Hughes to recognize two of our coaches regarding our athletic programs. If I could have Coach DiArcangelo join me at the podium. It's a long walk. Coach Joe DiArcangelo is our 2013 South Jersey Soccer Coach of the Year. Joe received the award as chosen by Matt Manley, the sports writer for the Shore Sports Network, a local organization that covers sports throughout New Jersey and South Jersey soccer coaches. Teaching at Lacey Township High School for 9 years, he has coached our Lacey soccer team as head coach for 8 years, played high school soccer for 4 years at Toms River South. His overall career record at Lacey is 69, 66, and 5. This season, our boys went 11, 6, and 3. Finished third in an extremely tough A South division. Approximately 12 players have gone on to play at the college level. In the summer, he coaches the Player Development Academy, otherwise known as PDA, the #1 club in the country for girls soccer. 2009, our soccer team won the Sportsmanship Award as honored by officials, the officials organization. 2011, our All Shore Media B South Coach of the Year, Atlantic City Press South Jersey Coach of the Year, Star Ledger Team of the Year. He's married to wife Suzanne and has 2 girls and 1 son. And on behalf of Lacey Township High School and our athletic organization, we congratulate you. Thank you. Coach is joined by many of the boys from the soccer team. If you want to wave hello, stand up. And do you have family with you tonight? Some of his colleagues, I believe, as well. Next, I'd like to ask Kyle Deffenbaugh to join me at the podium, please. Coach Deffenbaugh is the 2013-2014 Middle School Wrestling Coach of the Year. He earned this award from his coaching peers as Lacey was the most successful team at the end of the season tournament. We had 5 first-place winners, 3 second-place winners, 1 third-place winner, and 1 fourth-place winner. All 5 first-place winners moved on to the Tri-County Tournament, which includes Ocean County, Monmouth County, and Middlesex counties. We placed 1 first, 2 seconds. Head coach at Lacey Township Middle School for 2 years, 2012 to the present. Team record this year, 5-6. Overall record for 2 seasons, 11-7. Volunteer coach at the Lacey Township Middle School for 2 years prior. For his 2 years of coaching, the team has finished first in the end of the year division tournament. And in the overall 2 seasons, 9 blue division champion wrestlers. There's a blue and a red. We had 9 champion wrestlers, 7 Ocean County champions, and a Tri-County champion. His athletes have won 74% of their individual matches. He's assisted by Coach Eric Jacobson. Kyle wrestled for the Lacey Township Middle School, Lacey Township High School, and Rutgers Club wrestling team. I believe you are also joined here by colleagues and a friend. Correct? Congratulations on behalf of the school. Thank you, Dr. Clark.
Thank you, Principal Renesco. So wow, what a night of recognitions and congratulations. So as my final comments, I just wanted to congratulate again Hunter, Sarah, Danielle, Brandon, Daniel, Coach DiArcangelo, and Coach Deffenbaugh. Another round of applause for all of your hard work. And finally, I know that Patrick and Luke mentioned, but I just wanted to send out another reminder for our Red Night Out. I hope that we get the same turnout as we did last year. I know Mrs. Renuska, joined by several of her colleagues, did a fantastic job decorating the entrance of ShopRite. I haven't had a chance to see it yet, but by the photos, it looks fantastic. So thank you for that. And we look forward to seeing as many participants as possible on February 27th at 7 p.m. in the high school auditorium. And that concludes my comments for this evening. Thank you, President Downing.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Clark. We're going to move on to board committee reports. And the first, I just want to report that Vice President Torella and myself met with Mayor Quinn and Deputy Mayor Dykoff, and we sat and discussed the relationship between the board and the town, and where we're going forward in the future between the two, because both organizations are for the town. So we look forward to more meetings with them, and I thought it was a very good meeting. Maureen, do you want to add anything to that?
No, we just thank them for coming and sharing with us, their views of what they're working on over on the township side, and we're just committed to work together, for our community. So thank you for putting that together.
No problem. Thanks. Okay, and I attended the policy committee in place of President Schubiger, Chairperson Schubiger, and Bruce Carney, Board Member Bruce Carney, Board Member Donna McAvoy, Dr. Clark, and Principal Renuska. We all met for the policy committee on Tuesday, February 11th. And we discussed several of the policies and regulations that we will be recommending for revision and first reading at the March 16th meeting. We also discussed, and I think all board members received, a district safe schools and crisis management plan. It's a plan, a very thick plan that the district has put together. It's very thorough. I was looking through it. And it's really an excellent document that you put together here. And also, they also put together an emergency preparation procedure flip chart for the teachers for every classroom. Once it's printed, it will be in every classroom, so if there's any questions, the teachers have this available right at their fingertips. So both documents, excellent, and a lot of work went into it, so thank you. Thank you to everyone that worked on that. The curriculum committee will be meeting this coming Monday, February 24th. Thank you. Okay, and I think that's it for committees. Is there any other committees? Okay. Okay. So let's move on now to E, residents of the community. Is there anyone that would like to come up to the podium? Oh, yes, students, if you'd like to leave, because we know we have homework.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Well, good night. No, it's not V, isn't it? Actually, I own both. V Farm and VA. Oh, now you own both? Okay, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought you did send me something.
Okay, hi, could you just state your name and address for the record, okay?
My name is Ross Artali. I live at 447 Lake Barnegat Drive in Forked River, New Jersey.
Thank you.
I'm here to represent a growing number of constituents in the community to implement a hockey program for Lacey Township High School. We were here back in November, and we were advised by the board to check back in the February, March timeframe to ensure that funds were allocated for the 2014 fiscal year. We're here this evening to check status on that request and to once again reiterate the overwhelming amount of support that we have from the students and the community.
Well, once again, let me welcome you back. You certainly represent a growing interest, and we certainly have been hearing about that. We are currently in the process of developing the budget for the 2014-15 school year. That process has not been completed yet, but I can tell you that Athletic Director Hughes has forwarded your meeting notes and, you know, the attendance that took place at the meeting that was held at the high school. So we have all of that information. It has been included in the budget development process. But as far as where we stand with that right now, I don't have any more information because the process isn't complete.
Okay.
But we
And
certainly
that is
will.
due, the budget timeframe is March? When is the, I guess, drop dead date to determine when?
Well,
it's gonna
yeah,
be?
it has changed. We've been working on the budget, I'm going to say probably since mid-December. But Mr. Savage, perhaps you'd like to outline the budget timeline?
Yeah, the drop dead date, as you call it, will be sometime, the board hasn't set a date yet for the public hearing. That's the drop dead date, and that time frame has to be, actually I have it, somewhere between April 24th and May 7th. So that would be the drop dead date. That, you'll know that day whether it's in or not. So we do have a little time yet. We still have, budget's not complete yet. We still don't know how much aid we're getting from the state yet. There's a lot of little parameters you have to go into this thing before we can even get close to finishing it. It's being developed though, and as Dr. Clark said, as of this moment, it's in the budget.
Great. We appreciate your support, and thank you for listening.
We thank you for coming out.
Excuse me, is there anyone else that would like to come on up? Please state your name and address.
Heather Scanlon, Barnegat Pines, but I'm here on behalf of the Lacey Municipal Alliance and the Lacey Task Force. I'm wearing red tonight because I want to highlight and underscore the importance of our Red Night Out program that we have planned for next week, as Luke mentioned. And Dr. Clark mentioned last year's program and how pleased we were with the turnout last year. This year, we will be having the program on Thursday, February 27th. It starts at 7 o'clock. But the difference between last year and this year is we're trying to go one step further. Last year, our purpose was to raise awareness in the community. Now, we want to not only offer knowledge, but we also want to give people, offer them knowledge that will take them one step further. We want to offer resources. We want people to know what they can do if they suspect a problem in their family with a family member. We have a lot going on with that night, but first I'd also like to thank the school district because the district has taken a very active role in addressing this problem. This problem is not unique to Lacey Township. It's not unique to Ocean County or our state, but we really have been in the forefront. Last year, our program was recognized by the state because never before had a program that offered education about drugs and alcohol to have that many people in attendance. And since then, we have continued this efforts, and it's largely due to the fact that everyone in this community is working together. It's not just the Municipal Alliance, it's not just the school district. We have the police department, we have the church community, and we have the business community, because this affects everyone in the community. So some of the things that we're going to be offering to entice people to come, and children, we have child care. For each child and or parent that is in attendance, there will be a homework pass. Police officers will be on hand, and as you may know, they recently completed their trading cop card program, and they have designed a special bonus card that will be available only that night, Red Night Out. And there'll be refreshments as well. So it's my fervent wish that we really don't need to have these programs anymore. I don't see that happening too soon, but I hope you'll join me, and maybe someday that will come true. In the meantime, I hope to see most of you, hopefully all of you, next Thursday night. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. And thank you for putting all the time into this. Your dedication is overwhelming. Is there anyone else?
Regina DeSenza, Sunset Drive, Sunrise Beach. The Lacey Township High School PTSA has once again asked me to announce the Craft and Vendor Fair for Saturday, April 26th. It will be held at the school from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Crafters and vendors are needed for this event. They can fit 100 crafters into the room. Tables registered before March 1st are $30. After March 1st, the table prices will be $35. For registration forms, see the website at www.lthsptsa.org. And there should be forms in the high school, and Rosa Stites is the chairperson. The OCBTS Mates Gift Auction, save the date. It's going to be Saturday, May 17th, and more information will follow. I was just wondering, can the board tell the public anything about the Dr. Brower situation? Because to the best of my knowledge, no special meeting has been called for that purpose yet, and people are wondering. Anything?
That matter is under review.
That's all you can tell us, huh?
Personnel matter, it's under review.
Not like in 30 days it'll be solved, or 60 days? There's no time frame or anything?
It's a personnel matter that is under review.
Okay. When would negotiations begin for the next LTA contract? How far into it are we?
I wouldn't start until next year.
It's a year away still, so we're about midway?
The contract expires June of 2015.
15, right?
6/2015. Okay, thank you. Does the district currently have any work being done by the architect DeCara Ravino at this time?
I'm sorry, can you, I don't know what that buzzing is, but
Yeah, is the district having any work done by architect DeCara Ravino at this time?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
at the present time, no.
No.
All right, well, I was reading the legal bills when I was last in the office, and the week of December 17th, Mr. Stein has conversations noted with Joe DeCara. Can you enlighten us as to what those billable hours were for?
What's the date?
In the middle of December, specifically I recall the 17th, there was a conversation with you and Mr. DeCara, and I thought it was odd because I hadn't noticed any bills with the architect.
Those are confidential conversations. I cannot disclose the contents of those discussions.
Well, I have to ask another question now. If Mr. DeCara is not employed by this district at this time, how is it a confidential matter, sir?
It involves potential legal issues, and
Oh, okay.
I
Then
was
that-
inquiring of information from Mr. DeCara.
Oh,
And
okay.
It's confidential.
I thought it had something to do with work about to be done or something else
No,
with the job. Okay.
definitely not.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, we'll move on to board comments. Mr. Carney, can I start with you tonight?
Certainly. Great night here. A lot of things going on. Special congratulations to Hunter, Sarah, Danielle, Brendan, and Daniel. Another congrats to our two coaches, DiArcangelo and Deffenbaugh, on their accomplishments. And I just want to thank Dr. Clark for putting together that full-day kindergarten presentation. That's something near and dear to all of us up here, and it's nice to get a report and see how it's going and progressing. It sounds like it's progressing very well. So thank you for that. And that's it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Carney. Mrs. McAvoy.
Hi, I just would like to also congratulate everyone that was honored here tonight, the coaches and all the students. I would like to encourage also, like Mrs. Scanlon said, for everyone to come to Red Night Out. It's a wonderful event, and we did have 8 people who did die last year in 2013 from disease of drugs. And I would also just like to say, yesterday I had the privilege to attend the Challenger League with Mr. Faulkner and Mrs. Gerkars, and it's a wonderful event that they put on every Sunday with the special needs students in the district. So I want to congratulate them for all the time they put into that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. McAvoy. Mr. Shoemaker?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just want to thank all the students for continuing to do such a great job and making us proud here in Lacey. And also, I think tonight's a good example of so many different facets of our community sort of coming together to really make our school district work. VFW with their involvement in scholarship, it's a great thing. And our coaches getting honored, the parent involvement, and as we saw with our kindergarten presentation by Dr. Clark, it certainly appears that that program is going well, full day. I think it's important, a full day kindergarten, and I've sort of expressed my feelings on that for a long time, and I'm glad that we were able to see it through. And I know that it's going forward, it's going to really reap a lot of benefits for our young people in town. So thank you very much. Those are my comments.
Thank you, Mr. Schubager. Mr. Giordano?
Thank you, President Downing. I too would like to, not to sound redundant, but to congratulate all the coaches this evening. Coach DiArcangelo, Coach Deffenbaugh. Special congratulations to our students. You know, I sat up here last time, and it's probably going to be every time. It's really amazing to see the balance and the passion that these students have for not only the academic side of life, but sports and extracurricular activities. So congrats to Danielle. Good luck at track at Monmouth. Congrats to Brandon, baseball, University of Delaware. Daniel, Homeland Security. Good luck in that career path. And then Hunter for winning the VFW SA. And thank you to the VFW for giving us that sponsorship opportunity as part of the community. Also want to mention Ms. Scanlon in regards to Red Night Out. Needless to say that the drug epidemic in this state, in this country, continues to grow, so we all should appreciate the passion and energy that people put into this endeavor to help protect our kids in the community. And I'd also like to thank Dr. Clark for the implementation of the full-day kindergarten. I think it's a wonderful program, and it gives our students the opportunity to get ahead with full-day schooling. So those are my comments this evening.
Thank you. Vice President Terrell.
Thank you. As you heard, we are starting the budget process. We've already had one meeting with the committee to start looking at all the moving parts. So you're going to hear a lot more when we pick, of course, the public hearing date that will be advertised so the whole public can appear, can ask questions. The information we've always shared freely, so feel free to be part of that. And it's really important that the public feel that they are part of it and their questions are being answered before we move forward. We need to know what the public does want in their school district. And the only way we're going to know is if you actually show up and tell us. So if you don't want to come here and be on TV, you can feel free to share your budget thoughts with the superintendent or any of us board members. But we would love to have some feedback before it's finalized. That would be great, because it's important for you guys to feel like you're part of it too, and that's the only way we can make you part of it. So please do attend the public hearing and be part of that process. The students, as always, it's always wonderful to see all their faces, especially when some of them you've known since they were little kids. So Hunter, very impressive with your essay and the $500, so I hope you spend that well. Danielle, Brandon, Sarah, and Danielle, they just did a fabulous job. Not only are they showing their passion for education, but also for sports and community activities. And of course, to our coaches, thank you. And I think what's really important to note, both our coaches that we honored are also teachers here in our district. So they're giving back in the classroom and then after school. So I think that's so impressive that we have so many of our coaches are also our faculty. I also want to remind everybody about the science fair, which is going to be Thursday night here at the high school. It's February 20th at 7 p.m. and it's going to be in the high school media center. Doors open at 6:30. So all you budding scientists, you can, from elementary school on up, if you want to come see some really neat projects, come see what the high schoolers are working on. And bring your parents along too, okay? I'm sure there'll be snacks. There's always snacks, it seems like, at everything we do. So I hope to see you guys Thursday night. Thank you, Ms. Downing.
Thank you. And Mr. Martinak's away on business, so he's not here tonight. And my comments are going to be redundant. They're the same as everyone else has voiced tonight. I want to thank the coaches and all the students that were here tonight. And every month, I am just amazed, for many years now, the kind of students we have in Lacey and what they achieve in the time that they achieve. their time management is excellent, 'cause I don't know how they get everything done the way they do. The Red Night Out is an extremely important night. We hope that many people will come out again this year. Also, Lacey's Got Talent, when Luke and Patrick were talking about the high school, all the activities that are going on in there, and Susical at Applebee's, right, Mr. Hanshow, from 11 to 2. That's going to be a great fun activity for the younger kids. And I also would like to thank Post Commander Howard Toms for coming here tonight and giving that scholarship of $500. It's people like that in the community, organizations that help these students. $500 probably is going to buy one book nowadays. It's so expensive, colleges. So we thank him and thank the VFW for their generosity. And at that, I'm going to say I'm done. Any other comments from anyone that may have forgotten? Okay, let's move on to new business then. Okay, page 36, A through D. Could I have a motion, please? Oh, yes, A through D. Could I have a motion, please?
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes. At the bottom of 37, donations. I need a motion to approve a generous donation check from Box Tops for Education to the Cedar Creek School. Value is $2,443.40. Also an office chair from Mr. Mark, and I'm sorry if I pronounce this right, Caro from Cedar Creek, $400. From Mr. and Mrs. Schuflat, a variety of children's CDs and 3 small art eagles donated to Cedar Creek for a value of $100. From Mr. and Mrs. Fucello, a variety of Wii games for the gym and cafeteria, again to Cedar Creek School for $100. And also from Walmart of Lacey, a variety of supplies for each of the kindergarten classrooms to Cedar Creek School, value $40. Could I have a motion, please?
I move.
Second.
Roll call.
You need the motion?
Maureen, right?
Yes.
Maureen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes. At the top of page 38, programs and curriculum, could I have a motion for A?
Move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes. Also, page 38, professional days, could I have a motion to approve the following professional days?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Second.
I'm sorry.
Roll call?
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes. On page 39, we have a long list, use of facilities for different organizations in our town. Could I have a motion to approve them, please?
Move.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes. Page 40. Items A through G, we do have amendment to the D and E this time,
Yes. Page
41.
Page 41. We'll take E first. Item number 4, Sandy Lear Cecere, should be deleted. And item D, right above it, should have a number 9 added to it for Sandy Lear Cecere, teacher, Winoka Harbor School, effective date 8/1/13.
Okay, could I have a motion then with these changes? E, we're deleting number 4, and D, we're adding Sandy Lear Cecere.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes. Okay, page 42, support non-certificated staff, A through E. Could I have a motion?
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes. Are there any other additional items to be added? Seeing none, could I have a motion to adjourn? How do we?
It's to adjourn the meeting and move to private session.
Okay. Could I have a motion to adjourn the meeting and move into private session?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.